Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How's everyone doing? Hello, Jeffrey. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Oh, good. Thanks, Rav. Nice to hear you. Thank God.
Good. Who's with us? I see Ivan with us. Hello, Ivan. Hello, Anthony and Ivan.
Hi, Rav.
How's it? How are you feeling, Ivan?
Yeah, all good, thanks.
Can you
All
see
good.
anything or you can't see?
No, I'm still patched. See what happens
Okay.
tomorrow.
But only one eye. The other eye you can see.
Yeah. One.
Good. Okay. So Bezrat Hashem, all gonna be okay. Please
Okay.
God. Who else with us? I see Marky with us. Mark with
Good.
us. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Rob.
Gabriel with us. Hello, Gabriel. Good. Baruch Hashem. How are you, Marky?
How are you, Rob?
Baruch Hashem. We have a lot of interesting show tonight. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. Bezrat Hashem. Just wait another few more minutes for more people to come. Who else with us? Oh, Brian and Glenda with us. Okay. Brian joined us just now. Shkoch, Brian, thank you for joining us. Who else coming? I see
Remember,
there's
please, can you do it in memory of my mother, please?
Sure, definitely. Let me just grab a pencil and I'm gonna write it. So when I start doing the name, 1 second, Brian. Please give me the name, Brian.
Sarah Bat Coleman Hakan.
Sarah Bat Kalman Kohen, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Rabbi.
Pleasure. It's our pleasure. Who else with us? Oh, Sean joined us also. Hello, Shawnee. How are you? Long time. What a surprise that you're joining us lately. Shkoach, Sean. Who else with us? Okay, we'll wait another minute or two. I see that Frank joining us. I just admitted Frank, and after that, we're going to start the show. Bezrat Hashem. Hello, Frank. How are you? Okay. So, maybe it's muted. Can be. I'm not sure. Rabotai, we're going to start the show. I'm going to mute everyone. Jeffrey, don't forget to unmute yourself. Is that okay?
Right. Yep.
Okay, I'm muting everyone, Rabotai. We're going to start the show because 3 minutes over. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, Rabotai, we're starting a new book on Shabbat. Parashat Devarim, Sefer Devarim, the last book from the 5 books of Moses. Believe it or not, we're in the end of the year almost. Okay? Be'ezrat Hashem. Okay, I would like to dedicate the shiur in a soul of Esther Kaden Bat Ketzia, Mordechai ben Rahma, Rav Avraham Haim ben Eliezer Yaakov, Tamar Bat Zehava, Yaakov Salomon ben Farha, Dvorah Ruth Bat Beila, Shosha Blima Bat Mordechai Betzalel, Sarah Bat Kalman HaKohen, Malka Regina Bat Joya, וקטי גורג'יה בת פרחה, נשמתם תהיה צרורה בצור החיים. Also, I would like to dedicate the shiur in health of Menashe Naji ben Farha, Lior bat Miriam, Harav Moshe ben Bahia Batia, Harav Moshe ben Deborah, Harav Shlomo Yehuda ben Dalia, Harav Avraham ben Marima, Dvorah bat Esther, Orna Bluma bat Miriam, Sheina Kela bat Hana, Mordechai David ben Leah, Haim Nahum ben Pesa, Reza Ahuva Kaden בת טלי אסתר, צבי בן חווה, שמואל בן מיכל, שמואל מאיר בן שושה בלימה, משה אברהם בן חנה ריבה, חיה ציפורה בת רחל, איילה עדן בת רבקה, טובה ליבה בת רחל, נחום זאב בן שינה רבקה, ישוע חיים בן חיה לאה, וחנה משה בת רבקה זלדה. רפואה שלמה תודם ולכל פצועי עמו בית ישראל. Okay, let's start. בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמה וירוויח. אלה הדברים אשר דיבר משה אל כל ישראל בעבר הירדן, במדבר, בערבה, מול סוף, בין פרן ובין תופל, ולבן וחצרות ודי זהב.
These are the words that Moshe spoke to all Israel on the other side of the Jordan, concerning the wilderness concerning the Arava, opposite the Sea of Reeds, between Paran and Tophel, and Lavan, and Hatzerot, and the Zahav.
Okay, we see here that the Parsha starts with the word Ele. What is Ele? We have to understand. Those, no, those the words that Moshe said to the children of Israel. What's the Hiddush about the word those, Ele? So let's understand. If we take the gematria of the word Ele, its Aleph is 1, Lamed is 30, 5, Hey is 5, together 36. What is the Hiddush about it? So I saw a beautiful commentary, first of all, that brought by Rabbeinu Ephraim. Rabbeinu Ephraim lived in Tukufat Arishonim, that's in the 12th century. Is not a lot known about Rabbeinu Ephraim. Rabbeinu Ephraim they say that he born in Spain. Where exactly, there's not a lot known about the history of Rabbeinu Ephraim. I have to be honest, okay? And Hazal says something very interesting. Hazal bring what actually, when I say Hazal, Rabbeinu Ephraim himself, that was from the Rishonim, he says something very interesting. He said, if you take the word Ele, it's Gematria 36. It's come to teach you that it's awards the 36 righteous people that there is in every generation. Lamed Vav Tzadikim Shebechol Dor. That means in every generation, there's 35, okay, Tzadikim. And we have to understand what is the Hiddush that Rabbeinu Ephraim tried to tell us. By the way, Rabbeinu Ephraim, what he's saying to us, it's actually brought in a Gemara in Masechet Sukkah, in page 45, folio 2. Hazal say in every generation, HaKadosh Baruch Hu planted 36 tzaddikim, Lamed Vav tzaddikim. What's the Hiddush here? We have to understand what's the Hiddush. So I saw that the Gaon Hida, Rabbi Haim Yosef David Azulai. Rabbi Haim Yosef David Azulai, he born in Jerusalem 200 in 99 years ago, plus minus. And in his commentary on that verse, he actually brings what the Zohar HaKadosh said. The Zohar HaKadosh says something very interesting. The Zohar HaKadosh in Tikkunei HaZohar, in page 114, folio 1, he says something very interesting. Listen to what he said. I'm going to read it in Hebrew, but I will translate it to English. Shehishpashtut Moshe bechol dor. What it means? That the spreading of Moshe, it's in every generation. What is the Zohar tried to explain to us? The Zohar tried to explain to us that the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu, okay, a spark of his soul, spread in every generation. What does it mean? We have to understand. So the Gaon Hida, Rabbi Haim Yosef David Azulai, he actually bring the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, the Gemara in Masechet Sukkah, and the Gemara in Masechet Beitza. We bring the three Gemarot. If you want to know the page, Masechet Shabbat, it's, let me look at it, it's 101, folio 1, Masechet Sukkah, 39, folio 2, and Masechet Beitza, it's 38, folio 2, if you want to check it out. He said that from that the Torah tells us, Ele advarim asher diber Moshe. Those are the words that Moshe spoke to the children of Israel. Said the Gaon Hida, let me explain to you what's hiding here. Said the Gaon Hida that the energy, Rabota, in our language, the energy that we have today, the tzaddikim in every generation that have today to lead the Jewish people, and in every generation, where does it come from? From the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu. He said, that's why it say Ele. So the Gaon Hida say, if you take the word Ele, what does it mean, Ele? It's 36, the Gematria. It's come to teach you something very interesting. It's come to tell you that Nachon, that in every generation, we have 36 tzaddikim. Like Chazal in the Gemara in Masechet Sukkah say, in page 45, folio 2. But he said that it's come to teach you. You know, where did they get the wisdom, okay, to lead the Jewish people? That strength to lead the Jewish people? From Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's what it said. Sefer Devarim, a matter of fact, come to hint to us that, you know, that Moshe Rabbeinu actually planted in every tzaddik part of his neshama, that he have the strength, the wisdom to lead the Jewish people in every generation. And that's what it says. Ele gematria 36, Aleph is 1, Lamed is 30, Hey is 5, 36. So say the Gaon Hida, the Torah hinting to you here that in every generation there is 36 tzaddikim. Where did they get the energy and the wisdom and the strength and the patience? From Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's what it starts, Ele. Okay? Then it says, El Kol Bnei Israel, to all the children of Bnei Israel. And we have to understand, why is the Torah tell us, El Kol Bnei Israel? It should say, El Bnei Israel, and we'll know, because if you say Bnei Israel, it's all. It's one Bnei Israel we have. We don't have different Bnei Israel. He says something like this. Listen what the Rabbi Haim ben Attar. Rabbi Haim ben Attar, born in the city of Sali 327 years ago. In his book, Or Haim HaKadosh, he says something extraordinary. Listen what he said. He said, from that it says El Kol Bnei Israel, it's come to tell you that when Moshe Rabbeinu spoke and he rebuked the children of Israel, the message was that not only to that generation, the Dora Midbar, he spoke to every generation that was. He spoke even to the generation that will come. Say Rabbi Haim ben Attar, from that it say El Kol Bnei Israel. What it mean El Kol Bnei Israel? It's come to teach you that Moshe Rabbeinu knew that will come a generation that's going to upset the Almighty, going to make the Almighty a bit cross. So he come and said to them, when he rebuked the children of Israel in the wilderness, he spoke also to the children that in every generation that's going to come later. And that's what it say, El Kol Bnei Israel. Until here, it's just the first few words. But we have to understand what's happening. Because here it say, in a pasuk, listen what it say, Ba'arava, Bamidsorry, Be'ever HaYarden, he reminded them that it was across the Jordan Valley. Then it said Bamidbar, in the wilderness. Then it said Ba'arava, Mul Suf, Ben Paran, Ben Tofel, Velavan, Vehatzerot, Vedizahav. What's happening here? So we have to understand that at the beginning, Moshe Rabbeinu, when he opened the books of Devarim, he rebuked the children of Israel. When is it happen? Rabbi Yonatan ben Oziel, not Rabbi, Yonatan ben Oziel. Yonatan ben Oziel was a student of Rabbi Yohanan ben Zakkai. And he said like this, and he said that Moshe Rabbeinu gathered the children of Israel Be'alef Beshvat on the year 2488 from the creation. Aleph Beshvat 2488 from the creation. That's mean 1 month and 6 days before he passed away. Moshe Rabbeinu gathered the children of Israel and he rebuked them. Rashi HaKadosh says something extraordinary. Listen what Rashi say. Rashi say, שזו התוכחה הראשונה שמשה רבנו מוכיח את ישראל, מה שלא הוכיחם במשך כל השנים. What is Rashi say? Rashi said that here Moshe Rabbeinu rebuked the children of Israel. What he didn't rebuke them for all of those 40 years that they was in the wilderness. It was the first time. And the Mefarshim explain what's happening here. The Mefarshim and Hazal almost all the commentaries, if not all the commentaries, explain that here the Torah tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu reminding the children of Israel the places that they make a Kadosh Baruch Hu upset, cross, and they made averot. Okay, what do we learn from it? So on a pshat of the Devarim, the Mefarshim explain from here that you have to learn the same like Moshe Rabbeinu rebuked the children of Israel. If you wanna prove something or reprove someone that done something wrong, or to rebuke someone, do it in the same way that Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he rebuked the children of Israel, he didn't say to them that in this place you done X, Y, Z. In this place you done X, Y, Z. No, Moshe Rabbeinu just remind them the place. What it means the place, said the Mefarshim. The Mefarshim said that here Moshe Rabbeinu actually hinting to the children of Israel where they was wrong. How did he remind them? By that he mentioned the place. And immediately the children of Israel say, he remind us Bamidbar. What was in the wilderness? That's where we make a Kadosh Baruch Hu cross. Why did we done it? We done X, Y, Z, and they will understand. Same to Mefarshim. From here you learn that if you want to rebuke something, if you have a dispute, or you want to say something, be very gentle how you say it. That's on the pshat of the Devarim. Come the Zera Shimshon, Rabbi Shimshon Haim Nachmani. We can't do a shiur without him. And the Zera Shimshon, you know, it's Rabbi Shimshon Haim Nachmani. Rabbi Shimshon Haim Nachmani, born in the city of Modena in Italy. And he said like this. He says that, a matter of fact, these two principles that can help a person to rebuke other people. If you want to rebuke people, you need to know two important principles. And Rabotai, I wish that I would read that, what I read this week, what I heard this week, that I knew it before. I'm speaking for myself. And listen what he said. He said the first principle, before you rebuke anyone, or if you come in to rebuke someone, you have to understand that the person that you're going to rebuke know that you care about him. Okay? And he must understand that you care about him, because if he doesn't know that you care about him, it's not going to work out. And he said like this: when you come in to rebuke someone, you come in to prove someone, you have to let them know that you really care about them from your heart, number one. And second, when you come to speak to them in private, obviously not in public, okay? Number three, you have to speak with them in the most gentle way that it's possible. That means don't speak directly, don't be in force. That means don't give a punch on a face. I know that you can, don't do that. And a nice word, say the Zera Shimshon something extraordinary. And he actually bring the Gemara in Masechet Tamid in page 28, folio 1. When I gone to that source to check it out, I was shocked. Hazal in the Gemara in Masechet Tamid, Kaf Het Amud Aleph. Listen what they say. That when you come to rebuke someone, if you do it for the sake of heaven, okay, you want to do it l'shem shamayim. Hazal explain that if you do it because it's for sake of heaven, not because you have a personal benefit or something else, and you care, look what it says. Hut shel chesed nimshach al adam. That means a thread of kindness, okay? A thread of hen. Hen, it's when a person gets favoritism, okay? HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring on that person that want to rebuke, and when he rebuke people, people listen to him. Why? Because there is Hut shel Chesed For example, let's bring one idea. A person sitting in shul, and there's people talking next to him, and it's driving him mad. But is it driving him mad because he want to rebuke them because it's driving him mad, or because he care about HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Said the Gemara in Masechet Tamid, Kafhet Amud Aleph, 28, folio 1. If you do it for the sake of heaven, and you do it gently and you explain, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring on you kind of a favor that your word that you're going to say going to penetrate to those people's heart, and they will listen to you. Believe it or not. So said the Zera Shimshon, from here you learn that number one, you have to care about the person, you have to do it gently, and you have to do it privately. That's number one. 3 principles. The second principle that the Zera Shimshon wanted to teach us how to rebuke is that it sometimes happens that when you come to speak to people, that person doesn't want to listen to you. And you know that they're doing something wrong. For example, you know that he's doing Avera, but he doesn't want to listen. Said the Zera Shimshon, first of all, leave him alone. Don't rebuke him. Do not rebuke him. Leave him alone. And he said, usually it's happened to kids in the age, usually between the age of 16 until the age of 20. Those kids in that age, they think that they know everything, they know the world. He said, I'm telling you about, if I knew that, what I'm reading now and what I'm telling you, what I read before, I tell you, I would save myself and I would save a lot of people a lot of headache. He said like this, that sometimes you see a person going wrong. And when you speak to them, you see that nothing penetrating, nothing going through, like you're trying to put something through the wall and nothing penetrating. It's like blocked. He said, just leave them alone, said the Zera Shimshon. Just keep quiet and don't say a word to them. Because whatever you're going to say to them, it's going to make the opposite effect. So rather leave them. Say, Harav Gershon Edelstein, Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha, he died a few months ago. He said, a person like this, listen what he said about those kids, that nothing can penetrate to them when you speak to them. He said, Yesh lo geder shel anus. Why? He said, Biglal she'en lo musag ma kore ito. He doesn't have any idea what's happened to him. And he's considered as a person that, anus, like he's there against his wishes. And he continued and said, Arav Gershon Edelstein, he said, hu mebulbal meod. He said mebulbal legamre, because he's very confused. He doesn't know what's happening with him. What does it mean to us? Sometimes we see that we're speaking to a person, to a child, and we say to him, listen, what you're doing is the wrong way. And he doesn't want to listen. And you know that he's doing the wrong thing. And you know that if you'll do that, first of all, it's Avera. Second of all, it's the wrong thing. It's the wrong decisions. Whatever. Just say the Zera Shimshon, keep quiet. Come, Arav Gershon Edelstein, and say that those people usually between the age of 16, to the age of 20, hem anusim. It's against his wishes. He doesn't understand what he's doing. He's completely confused. Come the Zera Shimshon and say, the best thing in that case, when you see kids like this, is number one, to show them a lot of love. Okay? Besides showing them a lot of love, trying to come closer to him. Come very close to him and show him tremendous love. By that you come closer to them and you show them love, you build, number one, they build their faith on you. They start trusting you, they can talk to you, they can open the heart to you. He said that even if you know that they're doing something wrong, rather don't say nothing. Pretend that you don't know. Pretend that you don't know. Rabotai, that she'ol in Chinuch Yeladim. What we're learning now is she'ol in Chinuch Yeladim, she'ol with a husband and wife, she'ol with families, with children, with whatever you want to call it, with grandchildren, with son-in-law, with the daughter-in-law, with the in-law even. Say, just keep quiet. He said that even if you know that he done something wrong, just keep quiet. Rather pretend that you don't know. And so he's continuing and said, the Zera Shimshon, he said like this. He said, rather show him a personal sample, how to behave, and he would look at you and he will learn from you. It's going to take time, but he going to watch you and he's going to copy you. I would like to say a sipur, a story that happened with Rav Aryeh Levin. You all heard about Rav Aryeh Levin. Rav Aryeh Levin, born in Poland 138 years ago. Then he moved to Eretz Israel, and it was during the time that the British occupied the land of Israel. Sorry. He was the main rabbi, and they call him the rabbi of the prisoners. Rav Asirim, that's what they used to call him. He used to go from jail to jail. He used to look after the Jewish prisoners that the British put behind cell. And he used to sit with them and give them a lot of chizuk and strength. And in his book, he says something very interesting. Ish Tzadikaya. One day, a woman came to him and she said to him, Rabbi, I need to talk to you. And he said, okay, bechavod. He said to him, my husband, he come to your sha'orim. He said, yes or no? He said, I want you to speak in a sha'or how a husband should treat his wife. How a husband should treat his wife. Please, because the way that he behaved at Rome and is mamish, atrocious. He doesn't show me respect, he treats me very bad. The rabbi promised her that he will talk about it. And, a few days later, they have a big shiur klali at the yeshiva, and at the Bet Knesset, in the shul, and the rabbi spoke about it. Funny enough, in the same shiur, who was sitting there? Rav Iser Zalman Meltzer. Some people say that Rav Iser Zalman Meltzer was the rabbi of Rav Aryeh Levin. I looked for it, I couldn't vouch for it, so I'm not saying. But he was in a shiur. And Rav Aryeh Levin started very gently, and slowly he get to the point and he starts shooting messages. And at the end of the show, everyone was impressed, and Rav Iser Zalman Meltzer come to Rav Aryeh Levin, and he said to him, Rav Aryeh, I have to tell you, it's a most amazing show. And you taught me how to treat my wife, my own wife. And if you know, Rav Iser Zalman Meltzer, him and his wife used to work together. His wife, she's the one that actually published all of his book. And he used to treat her like she's a queen. Rav Aryeh Levin immediately took it back and he said, listen, Rabbi, I never have any intention to say it to you. You maybe took it, but I actually have intention about another student that I done this show. He said, no matter what, I learn how I must treat my wife. Thank you very much, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so everyone come to the rabbi and we were talking. Then the rabbi saw that husband, that matter of fact, that he made the show for him. And he approached him and he said to him, tell me, did you enjoy the show? He said, very much. I can't tell you how much. He said to him, no, so what do you think? The husband of that woman said to him, I wish that my wife would be in the show. That I wish that my wife will listen to your words. Say Rav Aryeh Levy, that when a person doesn't want to learn, it doesn't help. You can take the donkey or you can take the horse to the well. You can't force him to drink. And that's what Rabbi Shimshon Haim Nachmani said. That sometimes we see that the person doing the wrong thing. And we're trying and it doesn't help. Say, the Zera Shimshon, leave him alone. When a person doesn't want to listen, it's not going to make any difference. As a matter of fact, if you try to rebuke him, you're going to do the opposite. It's going to cause the opposite effect. And he's going to hate you for it because he's anus. It's against his wishes, what he's doing. And he doesn't know what he's doing. Like Rav Gershon Edelstein say, he say, he's completely confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. So from here we learn, what is the message? Why that brought all of it? Said the Zera Shimshon that when Moshe Rabbeinu approached the children of Israel, when he tried to rebuke them, he rebuked them in a way that the children of Israel, he didn't give them the punch on the face. When we speak to someone, we have to be very soft. We have to be maybe direct, but very, very soft how we direct the message. And that's what Moshe Rabbeinu tried to teach us at the beginning of Sefer Devarim. Let's move on with your permission. I would like to move to verse 2, and let's see what's happening in verse 2. In verse 2, the Torah tells us, 11 yom mehorev, derech har seir, ad kadesh barnea.
11 days from Horeb by way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea.
Okay, I'm going to take that verse. I'm going to explain it according to the Pshat. Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh drash, remez, vesod. That I'm going to put all four together in one verse. Be'ezrat Hashem, today we learn how to learn in depth. So on the Pshat of the Devarim, here Moshe Rabbeinu tell the children of Israel that it took them 11 days from Horeb to Kadesh Barnea. Okay, they two different places in the wilderness. Come Rabbi Ovadia Misforno. Rabbi Ovadia Misforno born in the city of Cezena. He born around 553 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. In his profession, he was a doctor. He was a scholar person. He was a great rabbi. And he wrote commentary on the Torah that's called the Sforno. And he asked the question like this. And he said, wait, Moshe Rabbeinu, you telling the children of Israel that it took them 11 days from Horeb, from a place that called Horeb, to Kadesh Barnea. What, the children of Israel didn't know how long did it take them? What is the Hidush behind it? What are you trying to tell us by that? What is the Hidush? The children of Israel obviously know because they done the journey. So what was the Hidush that you tell the children of Israel? Obviously it's a rebuke, but we have to understand what's hiding behind. So say the Rabbi Ovadia Misforno, he said like this. He said that here Moshe Rabbeinu rebuking the children of Israel, that after they hear the report of the Meraglim and the cry, okay, they start their journeys in the wilderness. He said, but what was the Hidush? What was the Hidush? Say Moshe Rabbeinu to the children of Israel when you was righteous, before you listened to the Meraglim, a journey that was supposed to take you 11 days, you done it in 3 days. HaKadosh Baruch Hu done it for you. What's supposed to take you from Kadesh Barnea, from Horeb to Kadesh Barnea, 11 days, you done it in 3 days. Why? Because you cry after you hear the report of the Meraglim. And then you drop from a level of tzaddikim to a lower level. That's the pshat of the Devarim. Let's understand that was the pshat. Now we're going to do the remez. What is number 11 jumping here? We have to understand. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu put number 11? So, Rabotai, we have to understand that what we're speaking and what we're reading, Parashat Bamidbar, it's actually referring to 11 days that we have a year that the children of Israel have to mourn for Bet HaMikdash. How does it work together? Listen what he said. He said like this. He said we have the 9 days between Rosh Chodesh, Av, until Tisha B'Av. Those the 9 days. Then we have another 2 days that it's Yud Zayin B'Tammuz. That's already making it, what is it making it? 10. Then we have Asara B'Tevet. He said that here the Torah hinting to you that there is 11 days a year that we're mourning for the destruction of Bate Mikdash, both of the temple. And that's what number 11 come to tell us. Now let's do a bit of the sword, a bit more on a mystical point of view. Said the Zohar HaKadosh, you know why number 11? And why Dafka, it's referring to what it said in the wilderness, in Horeb. What was the secret here? Listen to that. I saw a beautiful commentary that the Zohar bring in on our Parsha, on that thing. I'm not sure where is it. I'm really not sure where I saw it. But he said, you know why there is the number 11 appear here? He said like this. He said that there is 11 forces of tum'ah, impurity, okay? That's mean 11 kochot tum'ah, 11 forces of impurity in a wilderness, okay? And if you look, there is the korban that called the spices. The korban of the spices, it's called the ketoret, that we spoke in Sefer Bamidbar, that Aaron done. Remember? Vayikach Aaron ta ketoret, vayamod. That was when the children of Israel, lo alenu, the tribe of Shimon, when they start sinning with a woman of not Midian. Okay, when they start sinning in immorality, immediately what's happened? Moshe Rabbeinu said to Aaron, "Kach et haketoret, take the ketoret, take the spices, and go and stop the plague." Moshe Rabbeinu command Aaron. Aaron ran, he done the spices. How many spices there is on this korban? Said the Zohar Kadosh, if you count them, 11 samemanim ba, 11 spices. Those 11 spices is come to weaken those 11 forces, evil forces. That's the Zohar Kadosh. Okay. Now, if you look carefully, number 11 is not for nothing. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he built the tabernacle, Kadosh Baruch Hu told him that he have to put 11 yereot azim, 11 curtains that make from goats. Said the Mekubalim, you know why Dafka 11? That those 11, it's to eliminate those 11 impurity forces that there is in the wilderness. Also, Rabotai, now I'm going to connect it. That's what Ari HaKadosh said. That if you remember that Be'aseret Yemei Tshuva, if you remember, during the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, in Tfilat Amidah, we adding up 11 words. And we don't even take notice. And what they are? We say, Zochrenu lechaim, melech hafetz b'chaim. 5. Then we say, Ketvenu besefer chaim, lema'anach Elohim chaim. Said the Mekubalim, there is 11 words here. Why 11 words? Those 11 words, said the Mekubalim, they come to weaken and to eliminate those evil forces. Why? So HaKadosh Baruch Hu can add up life to his children, the children of Israel, and to write us and to seal us in the book of life. Say Ari HaKadosh, Rabbi Yitzhak Luri Ashkenazi, he born in Jerusalem 489 years ago. He said like this, that people have to be careful when they daven the Amidah, not to miss one word and not to add up one word. Why? Because those 11 words, it's towards those 11 impurity, 11 evil forces that there is that try to criticize against us. So now, Rabotai, if we summarize everything, we can understand what Moshe Rabbeinu hinting to the children of Israel. 11 יום מחורב, דרך הר שעיר, הוא שעיר, רבותיי, עשיו הרשע. עשיו הרשע, עד קדש ברנע. You learn from here something extraordinary. What does it come to teach us? It's come to teach us that the all evil forces was where Esav HaRasha was, all of those impurity. So Moshe Rabbeinu hinting to the Jewish people in the Pshat of the Devarim, look, when you was a tzaddik, it's a journey that's supposed to take you 11 days, took you 3 days. That's on the Pshat. But on the depths, what Moshe Rabbeinu telling the children of Israel. And that's what we say in Parashat Matot, 2 parashiot in Parashat, the last 2 parashiot in Sefer Bamidbar. וידבר משה אל ראשי המטות. We say that Chazal in Gemara in Masechet Nedarim, Pei Daled, Amud Bet. I'm not sure if it's Amud Bet or Amud Aleph. Pei Daled is 84. In Masechet Nedarim, Chazal said that Moshe Rabbeinu first spoke to Aaron, then to his kids, then to the head of the tribe, and then he spoke to the children of Israel. He said that he revealed to each one the secret of the Torah, and he revealed to him the explanation of the Torah according to their level. And now we can understand what Moshe Rabbeinu here hinting to us. And from here we can learn that the Torah have a different way to look at it. This pshat, yeah, this is the pshat of the Devarim. Then there is the remez, then there is the drash, and then come the depths, the beautiful depths that we have to understand. Why is the Torah mentioned? And that's the sod, the secret behind everything. Let's move on. And I think that what I'm going to say now, I'm going to bring verse number 5, and I'm going to try to link it to what's happening today in the world. That happen all the time, but especially today, what's happening. Let's look. In verse 5, the Torah tells us, בעבר הירדן, בארץ מואב, הואיל משה באר את התורה הזאת לאמור.
On the other side of the Jordan, in the land of Moab, Moshe began explaining this Torah, saying?
Okay, what does it have to do with us today? On a pshat of the Devarim, Moshe Rabbeinu start interpreting the Torah. Okay, he start explaining the Torah. He interpreted the Torah where it was across the Jordan River. Okay, where? In the land of Moab. Pshat of the Devarim. Rashi HaKadosh, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki, says something extraordinary. He brings Midrash Tanhuma. And in Midrash Tanhuma, he says something extraordinary. He said like this. Look what he said. He said, "B'shiv'im lashon pirsha lahem." Moshe Rabbeinu interpreted the Holy Torah in 70 languages. Rashi, what are you trying to tell me? I told you, Rashi speaking codes. Listen what the Mefarshim explained. The Mefarshim say that Moshe Rabbeinu interpreted the Torah to the children of Israel in 70 different languages. Why? Because the children of Israel are now ready to enter the land of Eretz Israel. And when they're going to enter the land of Eretz Israel, you know, there is United Nations, there is the court in Hague, you know, all of those nice people that saying to us, who given you the land? You conquered the land. Who given you the rights to occupy the land? Who given you the rights to settle the land of Israel, to build over the Green Line? Said the Mefarshim, here, Moshe Rabbeinu wrote the Torah in 70 different languages. Because Moshe Rabbeinu knew what the world gonna say. You're not allowed to build over the Green Line. You're allowed to build, like we need that permission. Said the Mefarshim, Kadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu translate it in 70 languages. Give it to the children of Israel. Because if someone gonna ask anything or gonna say anything, tell him like this. Kadosh Baruch Hu created the Torah, the world. Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. The Almighty created the heaven and earth. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to inherit the land, to conquer the land. If that's the land, if that's the earth of the Almighty, and we his children, and he commands us to do it, that belongs to him. He created it. And he told us to inherit the land. We have to inherit the land. It's not up to you to tell me if I can build new settlers. I can't build over the Green Line. Said the Mefarshim, from here you learn something extraordinary. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew that will be people that gonna come and said to the Jewish people, listen, who given you the rights to do what you're doing? Said to Moshe Rabbeinu, translated to 70 languages. Rabotai, in 1948, just before David Ben-Gurion declared the state of Israel, they came to him and said, what reason you want to have the land of Eretz Israel? He took the Bible and showed them. Everyone kept quiet. If today our prime ministers and all of those that sitting in the Knesset will have a bit of seichel and take our Torah and push it in the front of the United Nations, push it to the big court in Hague, to our friend in America, Mr. Biden, that have a lot to say about the reform, like that's his country. I don't think that we tell Biden what to do in his country. What right he have to tell us what to do, where to build, where not to build. HaKadosh Baruch Hu already given us the tools. Chaval, it's a shame that the leaders that sitting at the moment in the Knesset doesn't use little bit of Yirat Shamayim doesn't have. Because if they have a little bit of Yirat Shamayim, we wouldn't have all of this problem. And that's what it says here. Ho'il Moshe ba'er et haTorah azot. What does it mean, Ho'il Moshe ba'er et haTorah azot? He translated it in 70 languages, say the Midrash. You know why 70 languages? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew that will be people that all the time have something to say. That's why he translated it in 70 languages. Another idea that I saw that bring Rav Mordechai Cohen. Rabbi Mordechai Cohen, we explained, he lived in the 16th century in Tzfat. He was, Rabbi Mordechai Cohen, was a student of Marana Bet Yosef. Okay? He lived in Tzfat. He wrote the book Siftei Kohen. And in his book, he said, take the word Ho'il. Hey, Vav, Aleph, Yud, Lamed. Change the letters around, you'll get the word Eliyahu. Why Dafka Eliyahu? Say something extraordinary. Rabbi Mordechai Cohen, he said that when the Mashiach comes, okay, he will translate the Holy Torah exactly like Moshe Rabbeinu translate the Torah in that time. So there is a secret that the word Do'il actually referring to who? To Eliyahu Navi, Elijah. When the Mashiach comes, Eliyahu Navi gonna say before, 3 days before, he's gonna reveal to us that the Mashiach comes, and Eliyahu Navi himself gonna translate the Torah exactly like Moshe Rabbeinu translated. Who is Eliyahu Navi? We explain. Pinchas. Let's move on to verse 8, with your permission. And in verse 8, it says something very interesting. Look what it said. Re'eh, natati lifnechem et haaretz, bou, הורשו את הארץ, אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיכם, לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, לתת להם ולזרעם אחריהם. בכבוד.
There's an exclamation. It says, see, I have given the land before you. Come and possess the land that Hashem swore to your forefathers, to Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, to give them and their children after them.
Okay, here we see something very interesting. Say, Rabbi Chaim ben Atar. If you look at that verse, look how it starts. He said, Re'eh, singly, see. Natati lifnechem, in the front of all of you, I've given you the land. Bo, in plural, it starts in singly, immediately it's moved to plural. Say, Rabbi Chaim ben Atar, in his commentary, or Chaim HaKadosh, what is the Hidush? I don't understand. You start in singly, and you move to plural. What is the Hidush here? Say Rabbi Chaim ben Atar like this. He said that the Kadosh Baruch Hu said to the children of Israel, look at the land of Eretz Israel. Okay? Look at it. So all the children of Israel saw exactly the same. They saw the land of Eretz Israel. Say Rabbi Chaim ben Atar, there is a Hidush here. Rabota, you know what's the Hidush? He said that they all saw the same thing, but each one of them got a different impression of the land of Eretz Israel. He said like this, you all see the land of Eretz Israel. You saw what the Meraglim say. Never mind what they was impression. I'm telling you, see the land of Eretz Israel. Each one of you can see a different impression. But I'm telling you, Bo Hurshu, come and inherit the land of Eretz Israel. That's mean, say Rabbi Chaim ben Atar. We all, let me give an analogy. People go to Sheol, and the rabbi speak, and the rabbi, or to a lecture, whatever it is. We all hear the same thing. Each one of us take a different impression from the Sheol. Each one of us look at it in a different way. He got that message, the other one got other message, whatever it is. Say Rabbi Chaim ben Atar that here HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell the children of Israel, you all sing the same thing. You see the land of Eretz Israel. Each one of you have a different impression. I'm telling you, Bo Shu, come and inherit that land. I'm telling you, the land of Eretz Israel, that's the right land. That's the blessed land. There's no other land. The message here, Rabotai, if we look at it, it's we all listen to a lecture. We all listen to Sheol. We all hear the same words, but the impression that we got. Some people listen to the Sheol and take it, and that Sheol make a lot of impression on him, and he take things and he develop it. Rabota, you remember last week we spoke about, and Thursday night, about the vows. Velo yachel devaro. A good friend of mine asked me for advice, and we have a chat, and he decided, you know what, his words more important. He's not going to break his words. I know that he got a good deal. And a matter of fact, I didn't give the advice. He knew it in himself. He knew exactly what's the right thing. He just wanted to confirm that that's the right idea. And I said to him, I think that you're doing the 100% right thing. You, a man of your words, you stick by it. And no harm can happen. No damage can happen if you're going to stick to your word. To make the story short, the person that he given him his words, even that he couldn't get the better deal and he wasn't sure if that's the right deal, phoned him the following morning and he said to him, listen, I made a mistake, I can't do the deal. Inside himself, in his heart, he knew that he's not the right guy. Well, it's not the right guy to do the deal with. Why? Because whatever the reason is, the person that he take another advice from him, given him even a discount, and he got a better deal and a better impression, it's come to teach us something very important. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu will show you Siyata Dishmaya. You want a help from heaven? Siyat Dishmaya. Siyah is a help. Dishmaya from heaven. You do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell you to do. Velo yachel devaro. Don't change your words. You stick to your words. Somewhere along the line, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will fit everything and navigate everything to work your way. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell us here. Bo Urshu, come and inherit. I know that each one of you, all of you saw the same land, each one of you have a different impression. It doesn't make a difference. Take what I'm telling you, and that's what you must do. Come, the Mefarshim explain that sometimes we listen to Sheol Torah. Each one of us heard, each one of us got chizuk. Some people become apathic. They doesn't affect them. Those that take the words of the rabbi get uplifted. Those the one that gonna merit to inherit. Why? Because the Torah teaches something very important. That each one of us have to understand how important is our Torah. You go with it the way, the pathway that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell us, you can't go wrong. And that's the message here. Re'eh natati lifnechem. You all see the same. Lifnechem in plural, you all have a different opinion. But I'm telling you, bo urshu. What it means, bo urshu? That means do what I'm telling you. And then you can't go wrong. And that's the Hidush on that verse. I would like to conclude in chapter 2, verse 7. And here it say here something very interesting. It say like this. כי אדוני אלוהיך ברך בכל מעשה ידיך, ידע לכתך את המדבר הגדול הזה, זה 40 שנה, אדוני אלוהיך עמך, ולא חסרת דבר. בכבוד. Chapter 2, verse 7.
For Hashem, your God, has blessed you in all your handiwork. He knew your way in this great wilderness. This 40-year period, Hashem, your God, was with you. You did not lack a thing.
Okay. I'm going to do here the pshat of the Devarim. Again, remez, and I'm going to fit the sword together. What's hiding? On the pshat of the Devarim, the Torah tell us that for 40 years that you was in a wilderness, you followed the Hakadosh Baruch Hu's words. Okay, you never lacked nothing. The word lacked nothing, it's key. It's a key word here. We have to understand. So I saw a beautiful commentary on a midrash that's called Shoher Tov. Shoher Tov is a midrash on Sefer Tehillim, on a book of Tehillim, in chapter 23. There in a verse, it said that when he explained what that verse trying to tell us. The midrash tell us that when a person have a visitor that come from overseas, or a great friend come to visit us and to stay with us for a while, the first day, the respect that we're doing for him, we go out of our way for him. The second day, a little bit less. By the third day, a little bit less. By the fourth day, a bit less. But after a week, no, there's another, it's like another visitors. Nothing changed. Said the Midrash Shoher Tov like this. He said, when the children of Israel was 40 years in the wilderness, HaKadosh Baruch Hu not one day lacked to give them what he given them in the first day that they left Egypt. All the 40 years in the wilderness, they never lacked nothing. What he given them in the first day, they actually got on the last day. He said, that's the difference between the Almighty and a human being. He said that from here you learn that the children of Israel for 40 years, what they got on the first day, they got all the 40 years in the wilderness. That was not short. It's not like a person that come on the first day, you go out of your way for him beyond. It said that's the derech of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hazal tell us something extraordinary. The mystical Rabbi explained that here there is a secret. Look what it said. 40 shana Adonai Elohecha imcha, the 40 years that the Almighty was with you in the wilderness, lo hasarta davar. You never lack one thing. What it means, lack one thing? Listen what the mystical Rabbi revealed to us. When the children of Israel was in the 40 years in the wilderness, if they have a thought that they wanted something, HaKadosh Baruch Hu immediately granted their wishes. That means they didn't have to say it. They grant everything. Sometimes happened that HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw that they was going off the track. He needed to put them off the track. But he granted even their wishes. They didn't even have to ask. Said that's different. Said the Mekubalim in a different level. When the children of Israel, say our sages, that when they reach to a stage that they just have a wish of something, HaKadosh Baruch Hu granted it. Where do we saw it? In a pshat of the Devarim, is the man. A person wanted to have a taste of ice cream on a man. He tasted ice cream. He wanted to taste chocolate. Tasted chocolate. He wanted fruit, whatever the case is. Say Hazar, that from here you learn that whatever the children of Israel wish HaKadosh Baruch Hu used to grant. They didn't even have to ask. Look to what Madrega HaKadosh Baruch Hu taught and treated our fathers in the wilderness. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that we should all merit that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will grant our thought, and Be'ezrat Hashem will create unity amongst the Jewish people, and Be'ezrat Hashem will send us Mashiach Titkenu speedily in our day. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Dr. Les, you with us? We missed you at the beginning of the show. Bechavod, just unmute yourself, Dr. Les. You are
okay.
muted.
So, Rabbi, I was just on my way home, but I just want to leave you. It's so nice to give you all good news. And the amazing news is that yesterday, President Herzog, Isaac Herzog, spoke at the joint sessions of the Congress, and he got a standing ovation before he spoke, while he was speaking, and at the end. And it was amazing. You could see it was bipartisan. Everybody stood up, and he gave such cover, and he spoke so amazing. And what was interesting is that they invited Truman's grandson. He was the one that agreed to recognize the state of Israel. Amazing story with Truman, and his grandson was there. And it was amazing to see the tremendous cover that they gave the president of the state of Israel. And what's also unbelievable, it's taken a long time for President Biden to invite Bibi. And he invited him, and they speaking about a waiver on getting a visa to enter America. You have to wait sometimes a year just to get the appointment to get a visa. So this is a very big deal. And we heard something also amazing yesterday, that Morocco, the king of Morocco, has invited Netanyahu to visit Morocco, which is actually quite unbelievable, because it just shows that, who would ever believe that, Morocco would be inviting the president, the prime minister to come in for a state visit. It's phenomenal. So these are really miraculous times. So, there are many problems within the Democratic Party. There are people in the Democratic Party that have said that Israel's racist. And we just hope that people like Biden, who's been very pro-Israel, that they remain, and he remains. And but it's something very positive to see how the whole of the Congress, except there were about 5 that boycotted the talk, they gave these tremendous standing ovations. And they said he actually mentioned that at the same podium, his father, who was Chaim Herzog, that he once spoke. And I'm sure all our listeners know, Rav, is that his grandfather was the chief rabbi, and he's named after his grandfather. He was a big Talmid Chacham, and his brother's the Israeli ambassador to America. So it's just unbelievable. And lastly, Rav, do you know that President Herzog's mother studied at Wits University? She grew up in. She was born in Israel, then they went to Egypt, and then she went to study at Wits University. Sure. And when she was nifta from Wits University, they sent me condolences, and I actually sent it off to to President Herzog, condolences from Wits University, and they mentioned it in their alumni as well. So miracles do happen, and living in miraculous times. And please God, Rav, on this Tisha B'Av, what you spoke about in the previous year, that we become united, and we care for each other, and not sinat chinam, ahavat chinam.
Amen. Amen. Rabotai, just before I forget, Be'ezrat Hashem on Sunday, I'm going to connect the destruction of the temple, Bli Neder, Be'ezrat Hashem, that we know that Nebuchadnezzar, he destroyed the first temple. And you'll see that the Be'ezrat Hashem, I'm going to connect it, that you'll see that Nebuchadnezzar actually he had Jewish roots on him. Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to connect, and we'll see how we're going to join it together. Why Dafka he destroyed Beit Rishon? Why Dafka Beit Rishon he have to destroy? Be'ezrat Hashem, on Sunday, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give me the wisdom, the strength to put it. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, Yom Rishon, try not to miss the show. Chavod, those of you that have questions, please, it's the time you can ask question about the show.
Rov,
Oh, Sean, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, how are you?
Yom Yom, when I see you with us, I'm very happy. Talk to me.
I told you I'm back. I want to ask you. You know, you said in the shiur about being gentle, treating, being kind, being rebuking, etc. What we see in Israel now, especially in Tel Aviv, is the opposite.
Exactly. That's what I say in the end of the show.
So,
Unite us.
but the thing is, it's enough now. They're turning on each other again.
It's very sad, Sean. It's so sad.
Because isn't the times we're eating for Tisha B'Av that we're praying for Mashiach? It's the outside world is meant to be turning on us, not us Jews turning on each other.
We never should turn on each other. But the sad
That's for
part
sure.
that Be'ezrat Hashem, first of all, it's not going to reach to a civil war. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that they'll have the wisdom. You know, like I start the show, is Gematria 36. It's
Yes.
to tell that in every generation, Kadosh Baruch Hu planted, okay, 36 tzaddikim, okay? Ele, the Gematria 36. It's come to tell you that in every generation, Kadosh Baruch Hu planted 36 tzaddikim, like the Gemara in Masechet Sukkah, Mem Hey Amud Bet 45, folio 2, Hazal explained that Kadosh Baruch Hu given him the wisdom. Be'ezrat Hashem, that the tzaddikim that we have now will be, Kadosh Baruch Hu will let them and let the nation listen to them, that they can bring us all together, especially on those difficult days. Be'ezrat Hashem, that's all I can say.
And how
We all pray for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's horrible what's going on. And how do we see the spark of Moshe Rabbeinu through all of this? I'm saying, or through the generation.
If you see the spark in every generation,
You said there's a spark.
the thing looks so bad. Always we have rabbis that led us. The Spanish Inquisition, the entire Spanish legacy, the golden era of the Jewish. Everyone was thinking that it's finished. You always see that Kadosh Baruch Hu sent another tzaddik that helped them. Harambam saved the entire Yemenite completely, because they were supposed to be all, they almost wanted to make them all Muslim, convert them to Islam.
Yes.
They wrote to the Rambam. Rambam saved them. Europe, you see what's happened in the Holocaust. Came the greatest Rabbonim gone, and they spread to America. They spread. Look at Lakewood today, what Rabbi Aaron Kotler done. Who would believe that Lakewood will get to that? That you think in Eretz Israel, in Yerushalayim, in Bnei Brak. What he done there is beyond. You know? So in every generation, HaKadosh Baruch Hu plant. Maybe it doesn't look to us at the moment. It's look bad. But he sent those ones that paved the way for us. And I'm sure that HaKadosh Baruch Hu have his plan, and he's going to pave it for us. We have a difficult time, challenging time. We have to understand it's good for us. Because if it wasn't good for us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wouldn't give us that challenge. Because that challenge is going to build the emunah.
Yes.
Remember when you had the challenge, and it was a difficult challenge, you stuck by it, and then you come and you said to me, it's the best thing, I've grown up. You remember?
Absolutely, emunah.
That's it. That's what we have to do. We have to believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Chazaka Baruch.
Shkoach, thank you for joining us. Any other question, Rabotai? Bechavod.
Hello, Stephen.
Oh, Stephen.
How's
Erev
it,
tov.
Rav?
How are you? Ken, bechavod.
Rav, you know that when you say it's to the nations, the 70 language
To
nations.
translate the Torah to 70.
Yeah. One thing it could be is that it was a portent for the future where the Jews were going to be scattered all over the world, and they could talk in the language of the nation, understand the nation, and tell them who we really are and what is the real truth of our rightful claim to the land. But the problem is also that is not so much the nations. We, as Sean was saying, we've got our own people who are telling us what to do. So
remember what the prophet said. Machrivai u'me'arsai mimech yitz'u. Those that gonna want to destroy you. Those that gonna cause the havoc, where they're gonna be? From your own nation.
And in actual fact, I was reading an article. There's one particular former prime minister who told Biden to threaten Netanyahu, and that that the special relationship is going to be that he must threaten the special relationship.
Who's causing all of this hatred?
Our own people.
That's it. Pashut. Say the prophet. Machrivayich u'me'arsayich mimech yitzu. From your own nation.
Yeah. I mean, look at if you look at unfortunately with who started communism, Meshumat, but he had Jewish roots. As you were saying, it's probably going to be you're going to be discussing on Sunday with a person who's got Jewish roots.
We're going to try to link it.
Yeah.
Nebuchadnezzar to Beit Rishon. Beit Rishon built by Shlomo HaMelech. What is the connection between Nebuchadnezzar to Shlomo? The starlight of this month is a line. Chazal and Gemara say, who called a line? We have to understand. Be'ezrat Hashem, I'm going to try to put it together. That Kadosh Baruch Hu, Be'ezrat Hashem, will give me the wisdom, the seichel, the understanding to explain it. Be'ezrat Hashem. You'll see a different way of looking of the destruction of the temple. It's not, people think here come the Babylonian and he destroyed. We have to explain why has it happened. What was the...
We look forward to it, Rabbi. We look forward to it.
Amen. Be'ezrat Hashem.
Thank you.
Okay. Shkoach. Thank you. Any other question, Rabotai? Bechavod.
Yes, Rob, I have a couple of questions for you, if I may.
Bechavod.
If I may.
Sure.
The first thing, this question of how to rebuke. The story was it's quite a sad story. This woman comes to the rabbi, and at the end of the day, he gave his drasha, and he incorporated how a chasm would be. But as you pointed out, if someone doesn't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. So how on earth does this rabbi help this woman who's come to him with such a heartfelt plea? What does he tell her? What does he tell her? We know that, as you explained to us, that Hashem showed us the love and the care. He showed us, it's right through 40 years, we didn't lack anything. It was total love. How do you, and you gave the story of the one day and after 7 days, how you were the guest. He showed us total love. Now, and then Moshe had to give the rebuke. Hashem still never gave the rebuke. So my question is, who actually gave the rebuke there? Is it Hashem's words? Because he said at the beginning, it tells us that Hashem, the words that are that Moshe spoke these words to the children of Israel. It's the first time I've ever seen this in the Torah. It's normally, and Hashem spoke to Moshe Lemor, just tell it over. So who is actually giving the rebuke there, and who's speaking?
Very good. So the rebuke is by Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu rebuked the children of Israel, and he's saying it from the bottom of his heart, from inside his heart, because he loved HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he loved the children of Israel. And together he put it. He showed them how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved them. He showed them that he cared about them. And not only that HaKadosh Baruch Hu cared about them, also Moshe Rabbeinu cared about them. And that's what they accepted his rebuke. The only difference is that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't speak to that generation only, he's speaking to us. It's just that today we are so much involved with our daily thing, with the homriyut, with the physicality, that we cannot open our eyes to see and to understand the rebuke. But that generation, they did accept the rebuke. And a proof to it, that they fought all the war, they won, they conquered Eretz Israel. After that, they built Bet HaMikdash. You know what I'm saying? Look at our generation. 2,000 years later, after the destruction, what? More than close to 3,000 years after, we still don't have Bet HaMikdash. Understand what rebuke we need?
Yes.
We need to be rebuked, not only with direction, we need to be rebuked with taser, with electric taser to wake us up, because we're so sleeping. We're so verschlossen. Because we're so busy with our physicality. I'm speaking for myself, not to you. You all tzaddikim. I'm speaking to me, myself. I'm so busy with my own physicality.
Yeah. Well, thank you on that. And Hashem commanded us to inherit the land. He actually commanded us, and that is what it is, and that's what we stand by. There's nothing else. There's nothing else we can argue or say. It's a command. We've got to listen to Hashem. That's it. It's no good trying to rationalize with other people. This is what we believe. This is the creator of the world. This is what he told us to do, and we did it. And that's what we're doing again today. We're trying to recover it. We're trying to do it. And Hashem's giving us we've got a message here. We've got a big message that it is ours. We have to recover it. We have to make the hard decisions. Why? Because Hashem commanded us. He commanded us. So we cannot listen to Hashem.
Pashut. So what? We should listen to Biden? Or we should listen to United Nations? I don't know. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told you. Never mind what they want to say. They can say. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told you to do. Don't worry how's it going to fit, what the world going to do, the sanction. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told you, I told you to do. Leave it the rest to me. I'll sort up the rest of the world. All you have to do, just listen to my command. That's all. The rest, I'll fix it. Leave it to me. That's all. I wish that we had the wisdom like this.
Oh, I agree with you. Thank you.
I'm speaking to me. No, you all tzaddikim. I'm speaking to me. I wish that I have that.
As a tzaddik with a rusting halo.
I wish. Yes, Frank. Bechavod.
Rabbi, you're so right about a rebuke. If you want to learn, like it's often happened to me, that someone comes in the shul and says, look, Frank, you're doing this wrong, or you're doing this like that. But if you want to, you say, thank you very much, and you really appreciate the person who's doing it for you. If you have that open mind that someone says to you, look, maybe your tzitzis is wrong, or your your tefillin is not right, whatever it is, you are very well. I am very grateful to the person to come to me and say to me, you're doing it the wrong way. But then you've got to be open-minded to that. That's the whole thing, you see.
That's the chokhmah. That number one, that the person have to be open, like I said, and he want to accept. Because if he doesn't want to accept, you'll tell him whatever you tell him.
True.
You know, the Shulchan Aruch say X. Do you want to do it? It's a different situation.
Yeah. Thanks, Rabbi. Thanks very much.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any other question, Rabotai? No. Okay. I would like to wish all of you a beautiful week. Keep warm. We're going to have a cold weather, but tomorrow and I think on Shabbos. But keep warm, look after yourself, and I hope that you got a different way to look at the Parashat Hashavua, Be'ezrat Hashem, that I would like to wish all of you Shabbat Shalom and a beautiful weekend to all of you. Look after yourself. Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll meet again on Sunday night, Be'ezrat Hashem, Bli Neder. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Chodesh Tov. Thank you, Rav. Chodesh Tov. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.